We're live.
My mic work on stream?
I'm gonna check.
Not getting the thing that says I need to include my audio.
No, okay. Working done?
What's up?
Yeah, works well.
My audio.
You're all using included. You're all just included in the stream. Don't worry.
Okay. Alright, let's get the show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mexico City Grand Prix. If you speak Spanish, the Gran Premio de la Ciudad de Mexico. We've been racing here since 1962, but it's 2021, and this is PRL's Tier 2 series, if you want to call it that. My name is Husky, and I'm joined here with...
Luigi. As always, been here since round 3 in France. But yeah, hopefully today is gonna go well as always. And yeah.
Hopefully we can keep a lot of drivers on the black bits today and finish with, you know, more than 15. That would be a nice race. We got 9 corners to the left and 7 to the right. It's gonna be an interesting track. Tier 1 is raced here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tier 1, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it was a pretty good Tier 1 race. So, with more drivers on the grid here, could be pretty good. Lewis, what do you think? Who do you think are the favorites tonight?
Well, I think from what I've seen in the previous races, Mr. Moonguel, for example, also Chick Goldfish could have a really good race. We saw last time he had a pretty unlucky one. Perhaps this time he will be able to bounce back on top. And yeah, we got some more drivers into different teams, such as Wolfskiller, Vincent as well, Moonguel. So yeah, I think it will be pretty tight. And I think we're gonna
at the
see,
front, hopefully it's a good battle.
yeah, we're gonna see some battles between the Mercedes, the Alpine, and the Aston Martin. So to go fish, well, those drivers could probably battle it out for the lead today. Also 2 good points in the standings.
Yeah, currently in the standings, Mercedes are 1 and 2. PRL Jordy running the top for the championship right now at 134 points, and Swaz, his teammate, at 115 points. Who is actually not... Oh, he is here.
Yeah.
Mean Growl, P3 with 111.
So let's go through the lineups for today's Grand Prix. We've got 19 drivers for today, starting from the Red Bull of Faceit Spring and Simon. First and 7th right now, because everyone has to settle up yet. Roskiller and Jordy driving for Mercedes, then deciding all, and Chris for Alfa Romeo. We saw Chris went from Mercedes to Alfa Romeo. Perhaps this could be a great move for the Englishman, I'd say. Perhaps they could fight it out with England still, even though they're in different teams, both of them. Then we go with
yeah. My fault. You're good.
Then we go with Bonsai as Kenzie joins. Bonsai Big Boy in Ferrari, who have shown some great pace in past races. So who knows how it will go today for them. Then Brad Van Lancers, North Story, misplays a lot, and I think he's the only driver for Williams today. Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
And then Mimgwell and Vincent in opening. Metrola and T-Rock, who could be a reserve, I think, or on main drivers. So Metrola hadn't got a teammate after Rose Killer moved to Mercedes last week. So Metrola and McLaren then, with T-Rock as well, being his teammate. Two Goldfish and that Sam Rock, the duo here are Aston Martin. That Sam Rock who has definitely got to improve. Thought Two Goldfish had a really lucky race last time. Perhaps this time he will be able to bounce back on top, fight with the top of the field again. We saw in Russia he was pretty competitive, could have had a win, but he got yeah, some kind of race to serve. So perhaps today will be a different story for the Malaysian team. So we have Therm Globe and G-Bear then in Haas. Also regarding the new commentator we have for today is from Phantom to Husky, because Phantom couldn't make it anymore to commentate. So yeah, this is due to see some rivalry tie between commentators. Horskiller currently sets the best lap 116.852, followed by Lemsos in second 117.120. Simon going on mediums only. The thing is, the drivers who go on mediums today do have a really good chance to get in the points, perhaps jump drivers into pits when they're in the time for the pits for soft runners. We'll see how Fergie will work out today.
There are a lot of drivers on the softs, so it'll be interesting to see. Everybody's going to be fighting for the top 10 spots, but you got to remember, outside of the top 10, you can take any tire you want. So
yeah,
I don't know. If you're quick and you can stay on the mediums and stay in the top 10, I think you got a pretty good chance. The only one right now is Simon. Cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mingwell and Chris both set fastest times, though Mingwell was the only one to go below a 116, set a 115.626. Chris Dawkins second with a 116.133, as more drivers set their best times though. Their teammate got wing damage. Wonder what happened there between the two Mercedes.
He had a bit of an off in the middle sector.
Yeah, so Nutella goes 5th with a 118.716, Simon 6th with a 119.166, and Vincent has improved the lap as they invalidated the second run, 122.067 in 7th to lap 4 tops.
So the real life track record for pole position is a 115.8, and we've already got a 115.6. So it's a bit pretty good lap there from me. Let's see if we can contest. Who do you think is going to contest it?
Perhaps he is. I think he is actually, because I think in the standings he's fighting for the top 3 if I'm not wrong. So yeah, he could definitely try and make something work out today. Got paid for that. And we've seen when I commentated him during all the races, Mingwell and Chris have always been close together, especially in Zandvoort. So we'll see today, the thing that 1-2, that we may see them battling.
Yeah, we'll see. Ooh, there might be a little bit of action in the last sector here. I'm sauced up too.
Meanwhile, deciding goes 6th with a 118.092. We have Red Bull on our lap as well right now. It's gonna be interesting to see what Geordie and Two Goldfish can do as well.
Yeah, I think Geordie's got a pretty good chance.
Yeah. Also, Goldfish goes on mediums. Simon has done that choice before, and now switched to soft. So, Two Goldfish is trying to go for mediums for the first one. Perhaps that will play out well for him. As Red
Mean Girl sitting at the top, uncontested at the moment. Nobody's really come close to him. said earlier, he's a pretty good favorite for this race. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Starting P2 and P3 is usually not bad around here. You usually don't want to be the guy on pole, 'cause it is a pretty long run down into turn 1.
I mean, of course, there are um, safety car strategies to um, keep in mind, but you know, if you're fast and you can work out a good strategy and know what to do in certain situations, you may be able to, get in the points, get up there in the top 3. Sponsai spins out and damages his front wing. Wasn't a lot.
It's quite the shunt.
Yeah. G-Bear meanwhile goes straight fastest. We've seen G-Bear from Ferrari move too hard and showed some great pace after the move. 117.428 for them right now. Not a bad lap.
Jordy on a lap now. Or maybe not. Yes.
Yeah, Sugarfish is right behind him. If those two will
Looks
battle
good.
now.
Yeah, Goldfish opting for this, the medium, sorry. So hopefully he can put in a pretty good lap time. Ooh! Keeps it on the track there.
We've also seen in Spa, in Belgium, between the Mercedes of Jody and the two McLaren sports killer at the time. Remember, we're fighting closely for that lead, where a few drivers, 6 drivers on the grid, and we've seen Marola and Jordi fighting it out for the lead, even getting some penalties during some safety cars. So who knows? This
It's
style
crucial
fight,
to not get penalties.
yeah, this style of fight this season has been close and has seen lots of different drivers, including meanwhile goes up over the
Before the Mercedes boys gonna start right in front of each other. Or no, they're gonna start next to each other.
Yeah. Really run out at 116.373. Sugarfish invalidated the lap. Takes advantage of the slipstream off the Ferrari of Big Boy. Oh, never mind, Bonsai. Big Boy meanwhile retires, crashes out of the session. I think that's a McLaren as well.
Let's see who's gonna get off the throttle here like they're offered to.
Make the what?
Supposed to.
Anything with the McLaren there or not?
The McLaren just kind of went straight on and slowed down. Oh, we got yellows in the first sector as well. So the track getting very busy with 8 minutes left in the session.
Yeah, Goldfish having to be careful as well. The yellow flags in danger ahead. He goes in sector 3 now.
Yeah, and boys, if there is a yellow flag, you are, I don't know the word for it, you are supposed to slow down.
Yeah.
You need to let off the throttle, be aware for danger.
I think mediums didn't really work out for Goldfish. Has invalidated the lap twice. So he pit now. That's a also on a lap as well. T-Rock meanwhile went 3rd fastest. That's what you like to see. New drivers on the grid. And T-Rock already marked the 3rd place in this qualifying session, 116.13.
Vincent looking to improve and puts himself P3. Was on board with him in that lap, and that was a pretty good lap. But unfortunately, he's done 2 laps now on those softs, and that will start to bite you under your first stint. So,
yeah. I mean, we still got.
Hopefully, you can go a little bit faster.
Yeah, we still got a few minutes left, so there's still time to improve for the drivers. But that's a good lap from both Vincent and T-Rock, with the times which are below are 116, getting Mingwell, Christoph, Vincent, the only ones who have set a time below a 116, which may be crucial actually in terms of pace. Yeah, the closest one to that 115 right now is Rock. 2 tenths ahead of Jordy, and then 3 tenths away ahead of Skiller. Big Boy, I think he's praying not to go down even farther down the grid. He's 7th right now.
Invalidates this lap and next lap. That's unfortunate for him. I'm just gonna do a whole nother lap. Time's ticking down. There's only 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the session. So drivers need to be putting on those new tires. Get out on track.
We're all in one lap, set apart from sector 2. Now going on to sector 3. Trying to improve his place on the grid.
Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert started a lap. Matt Roller goes 7th, drops Big Boy even farther down the grid, is under a 1.617 and set a 1.16.747 as of now. He has a
I'm just looking at Gilbert.
Yeah. The two has cars on a flank lap right now as well. Sea Goldfish and soon will be that summer as well.
And they opt not to give each other slipstream while they're both out on track at the same time, so that's an interesting decision.
Yeah.
Oh, and he runs wide, but somehow keeps it. He's 10th up on his time. Last sector here.
Look, he validated pitting now. Look at his teammate, what he can do.
McLaren goes slowly in the middle sector.
And goes 8th. 116.910 for them. Drops Big Boy even farther down the grid. Big Boy is out of the top 10. He will be able to start on any tire he wants. Maybe good for them. He's gonna run like all stops. Ah, Big Goldfish then.
Oh, wow. Good lap.
With 4 minutes remaining, sets his best lap and goes on a provisional pole position. Round 15.431, I think. Then the fight is open for them, Goldfish and Ingwell, Chris, Vincent. The two Mercedes who are currently in a 6-7, I think they're starting to compete for them. As they go out in an out lap. I think they may be doing...
Yep, they're going to come out right behind each other.
I think
it's a great strategy for...
giving all the...
slipstream.
Yeah.
There's a Red Bull in the way. He's on his way there. It'll be Simon, who's switched back to the soft tires. He's only on an out lap.
Very Southern. He crashed out in the S's. Quite of a dangerous spot where he took a shot there. Wonder what happened. Oh yeah, they had a shunt in the wall. Chris Stark disconnects. I thought he had his high anyway. Oh, looks like sector 2. There is an Alfa Romeo who's fine. One for right. That's the setting all. Also Mercedes pulling aside to let
Mercedes are going to do driver swap right in front of deciding Owls on a hot lap. That's certainly going to affect him. A major amount of oversteer.
Yeah, he spun earlier.
There's an Alpine car in between the Mercedes. Mercedes are going to let him through.
Meanwhile, that's still trying to settle up, even though he validated that one earlier. Now he's on another lap. One of the few drivers a lap yet.
Mean Growl, purple in the first sector. The middle sector now. Hits the box chicane very nicely. Gets a very nice exit on the power early. Through the S's section now. Gets a great entry to the first corner. Eats all the curb up on the inside. He's in the entire track. And he somehow keeps it valid. four wheels off the track. Into the last sector now, stadium section. Moving quickly through the hairpin. He's got some traffic in front of him. That's going to distract him a little bit. I think he's going to opt to go again now.
Second lot with a 119.051. Mingral doesn't go.
Just off. I think he's going to go again though. He hasn't got any battery. Chance to go again. T-Rock coming off to the side of the road. 18 seconds left. He's not going to get back to the line in time.
And he ran late.
And I don't know if Vincent going to get back to the line in time.
Don't low.
No, he will not.
Setting a lap right now.
Jordy, a few tenths slower at the moment, and he invalidates.
Don't low goes 12.
Yeah.
Then.
Yep, 12. P12, Thorn Glove. Nice.
Some drivers haven't set a lap. Yeah, then they're saying, oh, we passed then. Put all our boxes there. Or a throw.
And it's all falling apart for everybody. There's not going to be a lot of lap time set here. This is pretty much looking at the grid right now.
Oh, and that was pretty dangerous from Mr. Plays a Lot. Retired in the middle of the track, crashed out. Bonsai still hit them in time. As he said, apart from sector 2.
Purple in sector 2. Last corner. This could be good from him. Put him in the top 6.
Ahead of the Mercedes.
And bumps the Mercedes duo down a block. Nobody else setting a lap time. Oh no, lamb sauces. And he puts himself P8, splits the Mercedes duo.
I think the Mercedes could have had some issues in this qualifying session.
Yeah, I think they tried to go out together and they got caught up with other cars in traffic, and it didn't quite work out their strategy. So unfortunate for them, but
then,
read us the grid.
Yeah, then your full sitter for this Mexican Grand Prix is 3 Goldfish with a 115.431 going down the grid. We find Mingwell in second with a few tenths of Goldfish, as well as Full Chris in third. That runs out your top 3. Have a look at the rest of the top 10. But we can say Mexico is kind of a track for track limits. The home track for track limits, I call it. Oh yeah, then T-Rock in 4th, Vincent in 5th, Bonsai in 6th, Jordy in 7th, Lampsos in 8th, Muscular in 9th, Mirror in 10th, and that runs out your top 10. If you go down further down the grid, we have G-Bay in 11th, Big Boy in 12th, Film Globe in 13th, Face the Spring in 14th, Zetting Hole in 15th, Mr. Plays a Lot in 16th, Datsun Ross in 17th, Simon in 18th, and last but not least, Rev in 19th with no time as he crashed out at some point during the session.
A great session from our pole sitter here. Goldfish and the Aston Martin representing his team well. Fun fact, the only medium runner in that entire qualifying session was the very last. So that's unfortunate for him, but you know, hopefully strategy plays into his hands a little bit. Let's get ready for this race.
Let me check if they can hear me well in the stream.
You should probably put your volume up just a little bit.
The thing is, I'm wearing earphones, so
Doesn't have the good headphones.
the audio doesn't come out of them. Like I can't hear anything, but the microphone works pretty well, so you know.
That's the important part.
I try to put the microphone closer to my mouth.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad idea. Usually makes it a little bit louder.
Yeah.
So as the drivers get their setups and everything finalized for the day's race, T-minus 10 seconds. Lined up on the grid, here we go, formation lap.
Yep.
Dude, pit stop strategy. It's gonna be a two-stop no matter which way you see it.
Also,
And hopefully,
I've seen someone go on mediums, and that's Sam Ross going for mediums, the only one as well. Perhaps that could work out well for them.
yeah, Simon opts to go back onto the softs. His unfortunate qualifying session.
Usually the mediums are not as fast as the soft compound,
We got
but
a full grid.
yeah.
We have a full grid. We got 20 drivers.
Kenzie driving. Well, seems like we got someone doing a one stop in the grid somewhere as the two Mercedes collide then.
Oh, okay. Good. Hitting your teammates.
Well, it's not been a great qualifying session for them. Hopefully we'll be back in the race. Oh yeah, I've noticed that some roads on mediums, which could be a great strategy, because normally mediums are not as fast as the soft tire compound, but once soft start losing the performance, the mediums may start to catch up to the soft runners. So we'll see how it plays out for them. Figo Fish
Predictions into turn one?
gonna be,
What do you think is gonna happen?
well, you know, it depends on how the on what the drivers decide to do at turn one. Hopefully we're not gonna see what happened in real life.
It's nice and wide down there, so I'm gonna expect some moves. There's a lot of contact down there, but hopefully it all stays clean and we have
I think we'll
people going in
see
the same direction.
at least one safety car today.
I think we'll see two. But anyways, take it away, Luigi. I will pop in. Siri, you got it. Play by play. Last but not least,
Chris joins
Chris Dock.
the lobby again, which could be a problem actually for them, as they have a quite of a bad start there with AI. They can't take over until the load in. Then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And it lets out, and here we go for this Mexican Grand Prix. Chico Fish has a great start there. Mercedes going pretty wide as well as a McLaren and a Haas, which get dropped down the grid. I think that's the Gilbert and another McLaren. So as we come down turn one, Mingwell and Chico Fish are side by side. Chico Fish tries to go for the move, and that's what happened in real life. Oh my! Alfa Romeo there, getting pushed high above another car.
Mercedes is off.
Oh my, that was Chris, I think. It's going to get 10 seconds for exceeding track limit.
Yeah, Chris Dock at the back of the grid now, no damage. He looks all good, actually. He's lost an end plate. Yep, Chris is going to have to box for repairs. That's going to dampen his fight. Shorty as well at the very back.
Well, we've seen quite of a revised crash that happened in real life in Mexico. Vincent retires out of the session, and that's a crash, and that's a virtual safety car. Quite of a lot of drivers getting penalties now. Last rev. Oh,
Bonzai to P3.
oh,
That's good for him.
he's heading just hitting Lamson's ahead. What's happening? And that's a full course caution then. Safety car deployed.
Full course safety car deployed. So let's run that start.
I know
Let's talk about it.
what deciding Old is doing right now. He didn't pitch. He has full wing damage. I don't know if he's doing what I think he will do. Yeah.
It's about to start. How did you see it?
Well, I've seen Goldfish going into turn one, hitting Mingwell. Mingwell could have, braked a bit a little. You are not driving there, so we never know what Or the drivers could have done. Oh my! The setting all just took out Lamsos there. Don't know if there had been there was content between there, but I think the stewards will have the big say about this. That's what you don't do in the racing.
Interesting there.
Anyone just smashes themselves. I've seen them hitting them on purpose during safety car, and now they almost taken him out. Luckily, that will result in anything too serious for the officer driver, who have to make a comeback to his race. And that's what you don't want to see in league racing at all. Chris joins the lobby back. We'll have to do a comeback as well.
Iron Duo got a pretty good start. Both of them, T-Rock moving up 2 positions, fighting for the lead now. And Madrola up 6 positions off the start. Dead Sam Ross up 11. That's a great start for him, and along with Simon as well. Chris Dock, though, unfortunately dropping 14 positions off the start. So he's going to have some work to do. But this is going to be an interesting battle here. Dead Sam Ross pits for a new set of medium tires and a new front wing. Oh, he was missing the end plate, unfortunately.
And so it's going for hard then, getting his penalty. About the start, that's what I'm saying. So I've seen Mingwell could have braked a bit a little. We never know if he could have or not. But yeah, he got spun by, almost got spun. If you get what I mean. Spun at turn 1.
Pulled the Valtteri Bottas.
And then I saw an Alfa Romeo going above his car, almost jumping. That caused a massive crash and massive chaos going into the next corners. Not really sure about what happened between all the cars. But I guess that's the order then for this race. As we see Goldfish, who managed to pull away, luckily, not get involved in any sort of crash. See, that's the good thing about being up front. You don't get involved in any serious crash, plus in behind in the pack. T-Rock jumped in second, with Bonsai in third, ahead of the Rock's teammate Matt Roller in fourth, Roscoe in fifth, Mingwell in sixth, who got from second to sixth, actually not bad for them, with some fun. Simon in seventh, then Thong Low in eighth, Geordie in ninth at the safety car is in his lap, then Big Boy, Mr. Plays a lot of face the spring, Rev, G-Bear, Chris Dock, let some rods left us as Matt Roller and Bonsai get both, actually not. Matt Roller gets 5 seconds for hitting Bonsai, and they still are doing so. As Bonsai pits, then never mind, he doesn't.
Goldfish
Gets back onto the track. Goldfish restarts this race. The penalty is getting handed out to drivers.
Putting pressure on Swaz. Yep. Looking for a move into the first corner. Top 6 are kind of spread out here. So won't be much of a battle, but look further down the grid. You can see Throne Globe and Big Boy Flop going at it in the first sector.
Oh,
and there's
looks
a
like basically Spring had a spin there. So let's see back. Finding themselves in last now. Moving Crystal.
Mean Girl trying to go up the inside of Swaz. That battle. It's going to be a good one. I believe
Simon
it.
Now
Mean Girl's pretty quick.
Interfering in the Mercedes in the Alpine. I mean, wanting those points. Matter a lot in the fight. Crystal catching up on Mr. Plays a lot as well.
There you go. Girl up the inside. Oh, and there's contact between the two. Pushes him a little bit wide on the inside.
Anthony joins.
Got defending on the outside.
Oh, and that's spinning Ferrari then.
Jordy and Bonsai came together. Oh, 3-way collision.
Big Boy gets to sign a 3-second time penalty for track limits as Big Boy the common fast lap of the race, 118.994. Red pits. We have
More
Merwala.
importantly here, Mean Growl is up to P4. He's free now. He can go at the McLaren duo. And you have to be thinking here, Madrola is going to try and hold him up as much as possible, but he doesn't get a great exit there out of turn 4. He's defending very tight through the grass. He's just going to go up the inside, and should be an easy overtake for him. Defend this back.
And they'll get bubble set to 1. Skillskiller also made a nice move on Simon Durst with the 5th place.
Yeah.
It's still not 11, so I was about to go out before Mingo made the move. We're in a 2-3, which wasn't bad at all after what happened at turn 1. Skillskiller then gets 2 seconds for truck limit. Yes, he's under pressure.
Up the inside. Great move from him. Now Simon though looking for it.
It's like pretty much every
battle at the
now
front
with this train, I'd say. This plays a lot makes it past Bonsai then. GIS gets enabled. Now we'll see some great moves with that enabled. Big Fish already pulled away. 1.8 seconds away from T-Rock. Big boy.
Big boy flop.
Gains the slip
on the outside on Simon.
And they go. Oh, someone breaks late. He stays ahead.
Nice work there by Simon to defend the inside really late on the brakes and knows exactly when he can hit the brake. But now Jordy is putting pressure on Big Boy Flop and he's just going to fly right around him.
Yeah, and there's a yellow flag.
Losing 2 positions.
Big Goldfish spun out of the lead and now finds themselves in 2nd place.
No.
And that's Feisty Spring also spun out. But that was really unfortunate for the Aston Martin driver, who luckily hasn't lost that many places. Now we'll have to catch up to T-Rock.
Yep. And you can see ERS going on and off down the straight. He's really trying to catch. He's going to run very wide into the stadium section.
Crashes out on purpose probably. He gains 10 seconds for corner fixing. That could bring out the safety car. There's another AlphaTauri there in the wall. That's Lamb Sauce.
So further up the grid, Mr. Meme Growl right behind Goldfish. He's got DRS, ERS going for him. Breaks out of the slipstream. Side by side, Aston Martin and Alpine gonna get well ahead.
Yeah, level up hits. Quite an early pit stop for the McLaren there. He goes for Wiggins.
What happened to Madrol?
I don't know. Could have been involved in a collision with Lansars. Not sure.
Probably.
Let me check quickly.
Goldfish and Meme Growl though, very close to each other.
It doesn't seem like he had
Interested to see how this battle is gonna go.
any wing damage, so I don't know why. Could have been an undercut on someone. Big Boy gets 10 seconds as well for connecting.
Yep, watching this battle from here for 2nd place. DRS open for Goldfish. He's not going to send it this time around. Meme Growl, though, definitely on the defensive. Going to be thinking about what he's going to have to do down the main straightaway. It's going to be difficult to defend with full DRS and a full ERS for Goldfish. So let's see what he does. Gets a really good exit, though.
He tries to get off the slipstream trajectory.
Goldfish not opting to follow.
Oh, looks like Big Boy has spun, and he's in the middle of the track. Oh my, what has happened there between G-Bear and Big Boy? They were teammates earlier this season. He was in the middle of the track, gets 5 seconds for colliding with G-Bear. Now he's holding up the AlphaTauri that coming. Wonder what? Oh, and that's a spin from the Haas as well, as the AlphaTauri spins round again. Oh my.
Unfortunate, they're hot tires.
That could be some penalties getting handed out from the stewards for that. Pretty dangerous spots where
they're still going at it.
Then makes it fast rev. He tries to make the move again to the 13th place. We have Simon with 3 seconds now. Goldfish also gets 3 seconds there, as he is under pressure for this battle. For the 2nd place with Mingwell. That makes it
Meme Growl's in trouble here on this straightaway. Goldfish is significantly closer than he was last time. He just needs a good exit out of this last corner.
And looks
And he
like
does get it. He opts to follow this time.
it looks like he will pull out a move on Dracula pretty soon. Mingo goes side by side, and Chigofish takes the place in the Alpine. Red
Mingo
makes it
yields
past
the position.
Diba again. He gets 3 seconds as well. Simon made it past Dracula as well, so there's a train of cars. Ending her. Looks like
Yeah, we got a little bit of a DRS train.
he has in the AlphaTauri at the back are having quite a good battle as well.
Well, Mercedes switch drivers here.
Yeah, I think Dracula may be struggling a bit now.
Yeah, Christoph is trying to get past Swaz, but he can't find a good spot. He's going to have to wait till the main straight. And by that time, Jordy couldn't make a move already on Simon. Simon's defending very well. Soft tires.
He banned out pits.
14.
Yeah, Christoph. Christoph lost a few. Trying to make a comeback as well from what happened earlier 10-1. So yeah, like you said, Simon got 14 places, got pretty good comeback there, fighting for that podium now, but there are still pits up to the now. As Mingwell pits early, Mingwell goes for the undercut.
Let's see how that will work for him. Jordan flies right past Simon very easily. And Simon will look to retain the position. Might have DRS in the street.
Bonze missed the place a lot.
It's 28 the inside corner. He's reset the track, which is very dangerous.
Yeah, very set. He's rocking places as well. Bonze made it past, missed the place a lot on the straight, putting him P8 now. Trying to catch up to Simon. We'll have to do another sort of comeback now.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough race for him to come back. Chris Dock, though, if you can up to them. Oh, Jordy spun and that's a big collision. Into the wall.
But didn't get start.
Oh no.
That's another unlucky race for Jordy.
That was a big collision there.
Now 30 minutes will have to make sure they get as many points as they can.
Swaz, though, in trouble now, down the main straightaway. Chris Dock is going to have plenty of ERS and DRS, and Swaz opts to pit
and
early.
Goldfish and T-Rock both pit, putting Chris in the lead.
Has a 5-second time penalty, though.
Dracula pit as well, Simon does so as well, putting Mingwell in second, actually in third.
Globe is up to K2.
T-Rock leaves the pits now. That's Mingwell ahead. Missed the place a lot as well. Coming out of the pits is T-Rock. There's speeding AlphaTauri there, Rev in the assist. Got a ball out of the way as well. Onside pits as well.
Ferrari coming in hot. Better watch out.
I think this is the time people pit. Mingwell quite of thought of good undercut there. Bit early for mediums. Putting him third now. Ahead of everyone.
If you look a little bit further down at P8, Swazko and Simon are in a pretty good battle right now.
Swazko and Simon, when stopped, they had to pitch again for different time compounds. Perhaps they're doing a soft medium.
It's a pretty good strategy if you want to be aggressive at the start. I usually tend to go soft, medium soft, so I have the tires at the end of the race as well. But that's a great line there from Simon. Gained 4/10 on Swaz, looking for a move around the outside. Swaz going to defend nicely. Goes a little bit wide, but defends alright.
Right now, it's like a 118. 4-2-1 on mediums.
Simon lining up the DRS overtake down the main straightaway. Should be pretty easy for him.
Stroomglow comes out of the pits now.
Ooh, this could be a little battle between the guys coming out of the pits as well.
That was perfectly timed. It was perfectly timed for the Haas. As Simon goes
Simon, up the inside.
On the inside.
Gonna try and go for the Haas as well. He gets the Haas.
That was a really nice move there.
Yes, he does.
Bullshit tries to take advantage of that as well. Get rid of, actually not. Never mind.
Spaz up to the inside now for Simon. Simon gives him plenty of room. A little bit of contact, not much room there to overtake. On the outside, the Mercedes driver
No
trying to go
contact.
all the way around, and he gets
You get
tight back
10 minutes
here for
ahead
seventh.
then. Simon, what the move did he do there? Oh, a great walk from the Red Bull there. Chris now pits. Looking.
Spaz still going for the move around the outside. He's
Oh,
gonna have
and
a
the mid
freeze,
contact.
and there's contact between.
And that's a spin from Simon. The third spin in this race. T-Rock sets the fastest lap now.
Yeah. Spaz squeezed him, didn't give him any room on the inside, and the nose was still in there. The exact same crash happened to me.
Oh, and there's enough
T-Rock's
power
into the
there.
lead now.
Stopped on track. It's crashed out and that's red. Jordy now disconnected. Never mind, he left.
Out the lead, crazy. T-Rock defends nicely. Mean Girl makes a little bit of contact, pushes him wide on the medium tires. Can be able to get some grip. T-Rock needs to pull away here. That he does. Gets a great exit. Mean Girl struggling.
That's the most bits as well.
Bit of medium tire syndrome. Number.
Hey, looking good. Bristock is about to make the move on Mr. Blazer, who hasn't picked yet on 10 lap all meetings. Up your ass of him. Let's say that's it up and done.
Up the inside, calling it now. Yes, he does. Up the inside of the Williams.
That's a crash from Lance Sultan as well. Both the Alpha Tauri cars are out of the session, brings out a safety car, full course caution. He retired in the middle of the shot as well. Pressed out, I mean.
I don't think we're gonna have 15 drivers finishing this one.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam Ross has got a
Drive through. Spinning under the safety car. The Delta time.
And he's left the session.
Oh, Sportsky goes for hard. Huh? Interesting there.
22 laps of hards. I think he can do it. His tires will be crying at the end of the race, but
Meanwhile, seems like Simon, Metroller, and Bonsai went all for mediums. New set of mediums. Looking interesting
the
from
lead is still
Sportskiller there. The battles a bit. Also, let me know in the stream chat if you can hear me well still. I put the microphone close to my mouth. If it works any better. Now I'll try to get this issue with headphones fixed in the next round. Quite of a pain, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, T-Rock goes in for the pits. Then, interesting move from him. Mediums then. Wasn't 2 lap all shots. Well, we'll see if this will pay out in the end. She comes out in 8th ahead of their teammate. Now they have fresh tires. So we are at lap 25. Looking at the display there, shows you because I can see the lap number due to the Twitch overlay bar. So actually, some drivers could have made it themselves. Actually, there are 36 laps after all.
We're 15 laps in out of 36.
Oh, 15. Oh, okay, okay. I thought it was lap 25, never mind. Okay then. So yeah, I guess that's good. Perhaps those were mediums are going for softs at the end. Could work well as well. But I think Sportskeeper may be able to get those hards. And he's the only one on hards right now, apart from the ones who didn't have. That's gets 5 seconds for colliding with Bonsai. Also, regarding penalties wise, meanwhile the one misplays a lot, and Simon, who jumped, made 11 places at the start. So, penalties wise, we have Mingwell and Chigofish on 6 and 3 seconds respectively, Stone Globe on 3 on 12, Simon on 6, T-Rocking on 3, Bonsai on 3, Decimus with a drive-through which he'll have to serve after the safety car, Big Boy on 19 seconds, and G-Bear on 6 seconds. The only ones with no penalties are Chris Stark, Mr. Plays a Lot, and Metrula, and if they keep getting no penalties, they'll have a really great boost at the end. Of course, they have to manage to stay within those time penalties, but yeah. Also, it will be pretty, I guess, Kristock is threatening that lead for Chigofish or Meanwhile, because they have penalties. They still have to manage not to get any more and get away from Chris, unless Chris gets a penalty, of course. As well as for the others, as I think safety car will be in this lap.
Yeah, more than likely safety car in this lap.
Yeah. Also just a few drivers on softs, Mr. Plays a Lot, Bonsai and G-Bear, and new softs.
Pay attention to the front of the race here at this restart, because this could be the race. If somebody gets away well, all three on mediums. Interesting battle.
Safety car in this lap then.
Let's see what Meme Growl will do. When will he go? It's a long straightaway, so I think Goldfish is going to have the lead into turn 1.
As he waits. There has been contact between an Aston Martin and a McLaren, though no penalties. Enough rubber, man. He waits still. Safety car goes
there's
in.
contact back at the front.
Oh well. That's a Mugello.
And he gets a great jump.
And that's a green flag then. We have Kristock made up a few places already, and that's almost 6-5 wide for 10-1. There is lots of going on at 10-1, 6 wide at 10-1 as they space out as this. A spinning Ferrari then, and that's Bonsai spinning out of the race. We go up front, and that's Sam Ross spinning as well. The two has cars getting involved as well. Go up front.
Mercedes pushed Ashton wide, and Aston spun around trying to save it and came right back to the middle of the track and hit the Haas and Williams cars. So big contact there, and unlucky.
Looks like up front we have no serious issues. Kristock and Merrill still with no penalties. Someone else got a penalty.
Moongrau could run away with this. This is 6 laps though.
Also, Swordskiller made a nice move past Mr. Plays a Lot on different time compounds as well. That was nice to see. I think Mr. Plays a Lot may have damage or something. No, he doesn't.
Mr. Plays a Lot needs to get through the field here. He's on soft tires. He's got another pit stop to go.
You have a full white battle almost. With the lead, first to fourth, all close, all within a second. Kristock spacing out now. And Decimus gets another 5 seconds for spinning in the pit lane. And G-Bear and Decimus pit. For youth shots.
Goldfish looking on the attack against Memegrow for the lead of the race. Memegrow has a big lockup into 5. It's a great exit. Turn 6. That's actually as far as I'm turning. Interesting. They're side by side, just about.
Chris is approaching.
Very close.
Chris is kind of thanking them for this battle, as he's approaching quite fast with them. T-Rock gains 3 seconds.
Look for a move here. Side possibly.
There you go, wheel to wheel.
Here he comes. Defends nicely. Closes that door very tightly. Mr. Mean Growl looking like a brick wall there, but he's in trouble now for the main straightaway.
Big
This is gonna be a big factor.
He's really close. Chris also looking to make the move soon, as the IS gets enabled by now. Chris getting really close to go fish. Yeah, next straight.
Might see himself
So they go side by side.
looking for the move.
A bit of contact there.
Contact between them. Mean Growl keeps the position.
Chris takes advantage as he has no gas. They go 3 wide. A 10-4. Sugarfish backs out. Chris Dog tries to make a place on Sugarfish, though they make contact. He has to back out as well. Simon gets 2 seconds to cut limit. That's a must spit again for Hards. Yeah, this battle will not end. And T-Rock is approaching as well. This battle is making everyone else behind approach fast.
Yes, very quickly. Battle for the lead, of course, always so important. And we could have a nice little train coming along from the front of the grid.
Yeah. Looks like Sugarfish has a better accent now.
Best he possibly can. He's
And
the
now-
only one without penalties in this race.
Chris Dog, yeah.
Good stuff.
That's not spinning out. Soon to get lapped.
Here we
Sugarfish
go. Look for the move now.
on the outside. Chris Dog trying to gain as
Mean Growl gonna come
much
back,
speed
though,
as he
for
can.
sure, I believe.
They go into 10-1 now. Chris
Lots
Dog
of
trying to
big
make the
stuff trying to
move.
go on the other side.
They make contact. T-Rock close to Chris.
Back out.
Then
T-Rock's gonna have him on the straight here.
Ponce makes it past Stone Low for the 10th place then.
Yeah, I wish we had replays to show that one.
Yeah.
This battle at the front just taking up all of the space. It's a great one. Growl is losing touch very slowly to the front race.
Let's see if they try it again then.
Goldfish gets a penalty, 3 seconds.
Yeah. Let's see if Mingo tries. Oh, and Sugarfish spins out, and that means he's out of this race. That brings out a virtual safety car as well. What's that? They also, and that's a full close caution safety car. Then
Safety car. And who's gonna
Mingo
take advantage
puts
here? Oh, and all 3 of them.
puts into the
Should get penalties for that.
pits.
Oh no.
Yeah, Mingo could have. And Big Boy is now in the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix.
Yeah, the top 3 drivers
Really,
there should be receiving
really,
penalties for
really-
crossing a double white line into the pit. That is very dangerous. So
Yeah, 1, 3, 4 Ferrari. Simon in the middle of those Italian team. But thing is, Sugarfish really unlucky. Last week he couldn't get near the field. This time he was about to get that win, but guess he is how he goes. Oh my. And they hit Mingo in the process as well. Mingo couldn't avoid them. But that mixed up things now, as Mingo has to make 5 places past everyone on new tyres. Though Big Boy is on 5 lap mediums, which may last for a bit to defend. Let's see how it goes now. D-Rock 6th, Chris Stock in 7th, Swolskiller in 8th, Merrill in 9th, Mr. Blizzalot in 10th, Jiba in 11th, That Samros in 12th, Big Boy in third, Simon in second, Bonsai in third, Stone Globe in fifth, in fourth, and Moonglove in fifth. Also, it's like everyone has got a penalty now.
Everybody has penalties this race.
That's the most
Just how much penalties you have.
Oh my, I think Big Boy is in a bit of a bad situation there. 22 seconds worth of time penalties.
Yeah, he's a couple seconds away from being disqualified.
Also, that's a loss on
If I'm
23.
not wrong, PRL's rules state that 20 seconds of penalties or more leads to a disqualification.
Game, I
race,
think
so
it is 30 or yeah.
in the game it is 30, but I think in our it's 20.
And we have Simon on 9, Bonsai on 6, Stone Globe on 3, as well as Christox, the only one, and Merilla. So Stone Globe, Christox, and Merilla have the least amount of penalties, 3 seconds. And we have Mingwell on 9, T-Rock on 6, Borskula on 15, Mr. Betalov on 5, I think he gained 1 for speeding. Otherwise he was the one with no penalties. And G-Bet on 6 seconds. I think the safety car will be in this lap, if not the next one. Yep.
This lap.
Safety car in this lap then. Big Boy will restart this race as there's already contact at the back between Mr. Betalov and G-Bet. 5 seconds for both.
Simon in a good position here on Big Boy flop for a move into turn 1.
As he waits.
Oh, he makes contact.
That's kind of a result like last time, and that's quite a lot of penalties getting handed out. As there's a green flag, we get back to racing. Bonsai already attacking Simon for the second place there. As at the back, the two of the Chris and Heas are side by side with a few other cars there trying to make places. As we go up into turn 1, Simon keeps the place on Bonsai. At the back we see Chris going in for the third place as he pushes the Ferrari wide, and that's the third place for Chris. The yellow flag then, and that's a hat spinning, I think.
Bonsai running outside on Chris Dog for the podium. Mean Girl's going to take advantage as well, and Stock did not even see him.
Meanwhile,
that's unfortunate for Meanwhile, gets spun around.
Meanwhile, I think has
There's
an
Williams on
incident.
the inside.
I guess so far so good, I guess. We have Chris behind Bonsai. Big Boy tried to defend on Simon, but couldn't do anything as he is behind them now. That excuse, Simon is he needs to basically get a few seconds ahead, and he wins this race. Meanwhile, struggling a bit now, putting themselves into 11th now.
Bonsai right behind his teammate Christoph.
Some rough things again.
For the podium battle here. Yep.
Merilla is close on Throne Globe as well as they go side by side. Turn 1, will Merilla make it? There's some more spits. Still side by side.
Battle's still going.
And yeah, Merilla
gets ahead.
Let's say Film Globe is in a duo of the McLaren. Mr. Becker trying to eat on Merilla then. Tries to send it and spins out, crashes with the McLaren, and they lost lots of places there. Merilla gets 5 seconds for corner kitching as well.
Oh yeah.
They make contact. Again, Film Globe disconnects, putting their teammate in 7th. Now it's gonna be an issue for most of the drivers there that the which are pretty aggressive. I think Matt Roller is gonna be mad at this place a lot. Then we come back onto the straight. Yes, it's enabled. Chris has lots of slipstream onto Bonsai.
He's weaving all over the place.
Also big boy on Simon there at the front. We can see from Chris Pop. Then one they go. And that's side by side. Big boy almost going right there. They make contact. Chris gains the place on Bonsai. Goalkeeper tries to make it to take the advantage of that. But has to stay back for now. Big boy stays behind. Simon weaving a bit there. Yeah, looks like same places so far. Thonglow pits. It's contact.
Oh, 3 wide there.
Skorskala puts himself into the battle. Interferes.
Yep.
Forces himself to.
Pushed himself into that battle, 3 wide into a very tight turn. Somehow comes out lucky there, but the Ferrari Bonsai gets some.
Yeah, T-Rock is looking to make the move, and then Masiasia has as well as Bonsai. Thonglow pit for use socks, well up all socks. And they get T-Rock gets spun off. I think
goes very wide.
This corner
just behind him.
This corner hosted lots of spins today. We have the ball for the lead again then. Simon weaving a bit. We let Big Boy not getting the slips now. He goes for the inside then. Chris coming on the outside. Looking to make the move on Big Boy as Simon sends it.
Really wants Chris Stock here. Look for a big move.
The place. Skorskala waiting right now for the good moment. Big Boy looking to go around the inside then. Simon on the inside now for the next corner. They are almost both off track. Chris trying to take advantage of that as they are side by side now with Big Boy. But they stay behind. Simon gets 3 seconds for track limits. That's not good for them. That's definitely not good. As we are 10 laps away still. So there's still much to go. I thought we were quite near the end. So there's still much to go. Skorskala makes the place on Chris as they have contact. Now Bonsai catching up behind. And just pointing out, Bonsai, Big Boy and Simon are on the oldest tire compounds with Matt Roller and Thonglow. These gaps need to be updated. Big Boy makes it past Simon then for the lead. Mimgrel on T-Rock makes it past the McLaren driver.
So I was trying to make a move with the inside of Simon here in the next corner.
He stays back. That's Ross then gets disqualified from receiving multiple penalties.
Swaz, great move up the inside there.
Bonsai gets 3 seconds. The track limits. That's Skorskala gains the plays on Simon. Simon struggling right now. The Chris Stock is looking for the move. On the outside line they go.
Great move by Simon to the front.
Side by side,
Chris
gains the place. Now on to Bonsai then. Skorskala gains 3 seconds as well for track limits. They're all closed. Scared. Updated again. Bonsai and Simon then. Simon struggling a lot now on filling up all mediums. As they get ahead, will Simon try to make the move again? Yes, he will. But he has to stay back. Not to risk any contact. Metal pits and gets 5 seconds of speeding. We need the checker flag then. With 8 laps to go. Or we should say 9. You back gets 3 seconds then to track limits. Thermal pits for a new set of socks. That could be... I noticed, oh my! That was a big crash for the Ferrari there, for Big Boy, who spun. I don't know what happened there, but that's another safety car. That was a really big crash. And he decided to stamina damage. I saw the wheel coming off. Didn't see much of it, but that was bad. No, if anyone got involved in that as well. Looks like no one hasn't so far. Yeah, no one hasn't got involved in that. Wonder how probably they lost it and just crashed out. But yeah, that means it's a good time to pay for socks then for the last few laps. Pretty much that. So G-Bear and T-Rock though stay out, putting G-Bear in the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix. This race has gone really great so far. Despite of the crashes, it has been really entertaining and exciting. I guess you can agree, right? No! G-Bear gets disqualified for ignoring the yellow flag, overtaking his safety car. Oh no! That's not good for the Hastin.
It's been a very interesting race so far. We've had some good battles for the lead. But I think Slaz Killer... Excuse me! Slaz Killer is at the upper hand here.
Simon gets some seconds to the track limit. T-Rock stayed out, didn't pit, as well as Mimgwell didn't pit, and Thornglobe didn't pit.
Yeah, T-Rock is in trouble here. He's got 7-lap old mediums. Not going to be enough.
Though Mimgwell is on 11-lap old mediums, if he can pull out a great, if he can have a great pace to ahead of those cars ahead of him. Not if he's gonna pit or not. Not if he was on the eye or anything. He must make contact with the Rebel ahead. Thornglobe on 30-lap old mediums. Though Haas was in the lead, and third driver got disqualified from the yellow flag. Wonder what happened to them, if it was a glitch or anything. Chris then collides with Bonsai and gets 5 seconds to it. Doesn't look like Mimgwell is going into the pits. What about Thornglobe? Will he? He's far back. Oh, down the grid. 32 seconds away from Medwell. He needs to catch up. I think he's going to pit. Looks like not much space is being given to those behind it during the safety cut. Yeah, T-Rock in the lead then, with Wolfskiller behind in second. Wolfskiller who could be in for the chance. Let's look at penalties actually. So, not looking good for Wolfskiller, but for the drivers as well. We have T-Rock on 12 seconds, Wolfskiller on 18, Christock on 8, Bonsai on 12, Simon on 15, Mimgwell on 19, the driver with the most amount of penalties right now. Misplays a lot on 8. Merrill on 8, and Thornglobe on 9. Wonder how it will go then. Looks like Mexico has given lots of penalties to the drivers. Most of those are though 5 or 10 seconds of penalties. Track limits, or for spinning. So wonder, or for collisions. So wonder what will happen at the end of the race. Still got a few laps to go before it ends. Or across the line and see who the winner is. This 11th round in Tier 2. As the safety car is in this lap, Thornglobe hasn't catched up yet. He's on 14 lap all mediums. Quite of a late call in. The Rock waits and speeds up by now. Wolfskiller was ready for that, as he's going to chase him down this long straight, which is really long. I think it is 2 kilometers long or more. It looks like the Rock managed to defend still. Nola makes it past, misplays a lot for the 7th place done.
Won't be long. guys right behind.
We have the battle then for the lead. The killer going side by side there. The Rock breaks a bit late, tries to still keep that lead for however long he can, but Sportskiller is ahead. Couldn't try.
Good for Mercedes here.
He's a 9-lap all mediums after all. He needs to do his best to defend the incoming car of Chris. So not to lose his second place. Mimgol gets another 3 seconds for truck limits. Really hard to stay within the truck limits here when you're under pressure. As we see there, the battle for the 5th place. Simon sending it on Mimgol. Mimgol now trying to defend the place as they go side by side onto these last 2 corners. Mimgol, which is the rebel a bit wide. Standing up and taking advantage of the switchback. Sportskiller set at 118.171. The best laps. They are still side by side here for 10 points. Though we're gonna see penalties as he brings him out onto. Oh my, that was really big. What was that? He pushed him out onto the grass. They spun and they got karma back there. But oh my, they were in for the win and they took themselves out actually. But no safety car. So it's still racing here. What is happening? Mr. Pleasure gets 3 seconds then for truck limits. Chris Dock tries to send it in on T-Rock as they go still side by side for the 2nd place. Bonsai gets 3 seconds for truck limits as he's behind Chris. Luke is pursuing this battle and he will soon be involved in that. Roughly 2 seconds away from T-Rock already, who's doing his best to defend from Chris. And Marilla is not far away, catching up. So what happened? There will be lots of penalties, I think, lots of sayings in the stewards, as we have more than half of the grid got DNF actually. So I think there will be lots of work to be done by the stewards for this race. Now up front is still racing. What are your thoughts on that, Husky?
On the race itself?
And on the crash Simon had.
Simon's it was a pretty big crash. Hopefully, yeah, it looked kind of intentional, to be honest. Was it mad?
It was
McLaren?
Simon versus Mingwell. Simon basically pushed Mingwell to the grass, and they got kind of like spun out into the track. Basically flew onto the track, and as he's right, and his front right and left tire.
I don't know. Simon has been weaving all over the track quite a bit.
Could have either a win, but
everybody's alright.
yeah. Michael Mingwell is still alright after that, as he's defending with Mr. Plays a lot right now to get that P6 then. Well, still almost 3 wide for this battle for the 2nd place, but there's still the debris left from the rebel of Simon. Chris gains the 2nd place then. Bonsai tries to take advantage of the overtake being done from Chris onto T-Rock, and he gets the place successfully. Will T-Rock try to send it again? He's on 12 lap all mediums, just reminding you. What's the race has seen so far, despite of the crashes which there have been, which will result in some penalties. Mr. Brazil tries to send it round the inside and stays ahead for the time being. Though has a better exit. Mr. Brazil is struggling a lot on those 6 lap all softs. Mingol is on 15 lap all mediums. He's doing an incredible job. Those drivers though have survived this race, so I guess they should all get lots of points. But that has Mr. Plays a lot. Makes a mistake. Luckily doesn't spin out and crash. But stays in still. But yeah, those drivers have done really good job to stay in for this race. Chris Stockton with the fastest lap 117.268.
That's a great lap from him.
And T-Rock, considering he's on 30 lap all mediums, he's doing a good to keep that P4 and still catching up on Bonsai. As well as Mingwell. Those guys have definitely got pace. I think they're soft, so once they get warm, they will have some issues, those drivers. If you can manage the tires well and have issues, you start struggling. Though we are on the penultimate lap, and Swatskiller could win this race.
Swaz had a pretty good race. He's been spun around a couple times. Outside the white lines a few more times than he'd hoped, but
looking at penalties, it's not looking like the podium is gonna beat this one. As T-Rock gains the place on Bonsai as he spun, and he damaged his whole front wing. Oh my, that's what you don't want to see. He was in for the podium, could have been in for the podium, did a mistake, putting T-Rock in third now, and his teammate in fourth.
Oh, McLaren's gonna get some good points today.
And he doesn't pit as his last lap. He's gonna lose a lot to Mingwell now. He can get that P5. Still some debris left from the Red Bull there for that crash. Let's see if Bonsai can do a massive job here to keep that P5. Losing a lot of time in those corners. It looks like Chris is getting the win today. So T-Rock, yeah, T-Rock actually is staying third.
Oh yeah, 10 seconds. Jeez, yeah.
28 seconds in total now for Bonsai. Meanwhile, though, isn't on any better time penalties. As he's on 25 seconds, we're gonna see lots of changes in the final results and lots of penalties getting assigned probably. Bonsai almost held up, missed a place a lot there. Merola gets another 3 seconds. Yeah, let's see what the results look like. Swatskiller.
Congrats to Swaz.
Kristen wins the Mexican Grand Prix this 11th round.
Good work, Chris.
T-Rock in third. Let's look. It's gonna be interesting how the results are gonna look now. Merola in fourth, Mingwell in fifth. Missed a place a lot in fifth. What about Bonsai as he sends the hair to the shadow rim there?
Oh my god.
And your driver of the day.
Mr. Plays on driver of the day.
Gaining the most amount of places in this race.
Yeah, because everybody in front of him crashed.
That's Chris taking a selfie for this. Let's say surviving race, an elimination race we should call it. It's been exciting, to be honest. But the crashes which are gonna annoy some drivers. I wonder what is gonna happen now. The stewards will have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's look how the results look then. Chris is your winner for this Mexican Grand Prix, followed by Swatskiller in second and T-Rock in third. Down the rest of the grid we have Matt Rolla, Mr. Plays a lot, Thornglobe, Mingwell, Bonsai, Simon, Big Boy, Chick Goldfish, Lamp Sauce, Rev, Jordy. 15th we have Tracy the Spring, Letting All in 16th, Kenzie in 17th, Vincent in 18th, Jiba in 19th, and the first guy to retire was Desamros in 20th. And we get all the penalties drivers got. Quite a lot of them.
Best lap by a second.
Takes quite a lot of time to scroll through all the penalties for today's race.
Jeez. But yeah, congratulations to Chris Stock on his win here in Mexico. Swaz P2 and T-Rock P3. That will be all, everybody, for our Mexico City Grand Prix. Hopefully you enjoyed it just as much as we did.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have the post-race interviews now.
Yeah, let's get Chris in here.
So let me invite the top 3 to the party.
I've actually got to go.
Okay, I'm gonna host post-race interviews then.
Good job, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Zwolskula.
Hello.
Yeah, Husky had to go. So, I'm gonna wait for the others if they can make it to the post-race interviews, but we're gonna start with you then. So, P2, quite of a good qualifying session. Quite of a good qualifying session for you.
Yeah.
So,
Not as good as I hoped it to be.
hello there, Chris.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
and here's Steve Rock. Okay, so, gonna start then this post-race interviews. So, welcome everyone. We're gonna start from T-Rock first. If you can hear us. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So, P3 for you. After quite of an elimination race today was. Fourth on the grid with three stops. You had quite of a good race there, fighting for the podium with your teammate as well, helping you out a bit. So, tell us about how your qualifying session went and how your race went.
Well, the qualifying session, me and Man, we were probably in the private lobby for like an hour, just went through like everything that could happen, like our race strategies that we should use, I guess best tires to start off with and shit like that. But during the race, I mean, it was a very crazy first turn, and I gained a spot, and then eventually, I think like he spun out or something. I forget what happened, but I ended up in P2, and everyone was just crashing, and so many safety cars. When it was the four of us, me, Doc, I forget who else, and Goldfish. Uh, when Goldfish crashed, we just all followed each other into the pit lane. We were just pretty much battling the whole entire time. And towards the end, I was trying my best to fend off Doc as clean as possible. I might have did a little bit of dirty stuff that I didn't really want to do, like ever. But it was a good race.
Yeah. We also seen there were quite of lots of crashes today in the screen. In fact, I'd say it was an elimination race. Other than that, though, what are your thoughts on how your race for your teammate went? We saw he finished P4, qualified 10th. So tell us about how you think his race went today.
This race went pretty well. He did pretty good. He didn't get as much penalties as like everyone else, which is always good. But then he got on the last lap, he got an extra 3 second time penalty, and that just locked me in to get the podium. And yeah, he wasn't that happy about that, but he raced pretty well. He raced hard. He had to pit a couple times because he kept on forgetting to repair his wing. So, but yeah, he did pretty well.
And
Overall, very good for McLaren.
yeah, we saw you got a 3-4, which are some good points in the constructors fight. Also, another question I'd like to ask you is, we saw most of the drivers have got quite a lot of penalties today. So, what can you say about that? And yeah, of course, in terms.
A lot of the penalties were from the S's, I think. Yeah, like the S's in the second stack there. Because when you come off of when like you're about to enter the final DRS zone, you go off just a little bit, and it's just a warning. And then if you go like inside a little bit too hard, so you don't go like out too hard, or like you don't exit too wide, they can also get a warning from that. And I think there's a lot of people were doing that, and I was just kind of screwing them up.
Okay, and finally, who do you think is the driver of the day for today's Grand Prix?
What do you think, Matt or either Matt or Chris?
Okay, thanks for your time answering to these questions. Now we'll move on to Zworskula. So good race from you, I'd say, from P10 to P4, I'd say. If I'm not wrong. So
I went P7.
yeah,
P2.
P7 to P4 to P2. So tell us about you, how you think you performed today.
Well, qualifying is like always. I qualify about P7, P8 normally, so a bit better than I normally do, but like still quite bad. And in the race, I was decent, and I thought I was gonna be like fifth at the end, but T Rock held off Chris a lot and all the other drivers, so then I got P2. So thanks to him, I got P2. I should have got like P5, but yeah, there was a lot of crashes, and I I was stuck behind a lot of people who spun and got in my way, but it happens to everyone, and you just have to carry on and hope for the best. So it's just a bit annoying that people were spinning on like it was like sector 2, I think it was. Most of the people span, and the first corner was a bit hectic. I went on the outside and got pushed into the grass, and yeah, it was just got a couple of warnings from first corner for getting squeezed onto the grass, but can't do anything about that because everyone was going like 4 wide, so it wasn't really anyone's fault. But could have been better. But Chris Dock did amazing. He went. I don't know where he qualified, but I didn't see him near me at any time. He just came out of nowhere in the last couple of laps. Wasn't expecting him to come out like that.
Yeah. Also, we saw your teammate had a quite of an unfortunate race today. What do you think happened to him?
I'm not sure. I let him pass because I had a bit of front wing damage, and he was seeming to do quite well, and he got past one person, then he spun, and then like I was just following him on the S's, and I think he just lost traction and just spun on the S's. It was quite unfortunate.
Yeah, and
He was quite annoyed.
yeah, we saw he had quite of an unfortunate race last week as well. Actually, he didn't attend, I think. But talking about penalties, we saw penalties change the final results a bit, and I think they're still going to change them a bit with the actual race results from the stewards report. But right now, do you think the penalties could have affected your final results in the race? And yeah, tell us what do you think about why some drivers got so many penalties today?
Well, I feel like lots of people got penalties was because like they are either on the S's, like T Rock said, or they were just like trying to overtake, and lots of people going like 2 or 3 wide, and like on corners that are not very great for overtaking, so you get pushed wide, or you have to cut the corner to not hit the other person. So like you end up getting a penalty for that. But and like especially the first corner, everyone was going wide and cut the corner for that. So people got like 1 or 2 warnings for that, and like if they just cut one bit more, and they've already got a 3 second in like the first lap. And yeah, Mexico, I feel like it's a really easy track to get penalties on.
Yeah, we saw there are a few restarts. Some people had a few incidents. For example, lap 1, turn 1, which wasn't really a restart, but at the start of the race, we saw Goldfish spun round, and that caused a mess in general. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, there was a questionable restart in there where loads of people started speeding, and then like the person in the front slowed down, and that messed up everyone. Messed up me, gave me a 5 second penalty. I don't know who it was, but it was a bit hectic.
And last question, Who do you think the driver of the day for today's race is, for you, in your opinion?
I think maybe Chris or Mad. They did brilliant.
Okay, thank you for your time replying to these questions, and we'll move on to the race winner now, Chris. So,
Yeah.
congrats for the race win, first of all. And
Cheers.
let's start from the very beginning then. Qualifying session. We saw you after moving in Alfa Romeo. You have had quite of some good races, let's say. So battling with the top guys for the lead, which you got today, and you won eventually. So tell us about how you think you performed in the qualifying session.
In qualifying, I think my first few laps were solid. I think I started third. It was eventually. I just couldn't catch up with. I think it was Goldfish and Memes who's just put in really good laps, and I just was nowhere near them. And then got disconnected at the end, which meant I couldn't complete my final flying lap. I thought there was maybe a 10th or two there, which could have helped me, but at the end of the day, it didn't really matter. But I just thought qualifying was solid. I did alright, and nothing I really could have done.
About the race, we saw the lap one was quite of a mess. You know, the few results we had were quite chaotic. Though we saw you managed to jump past a few cars, make some overtakes, and make the stops you made work, and eventually get the win later on due to penalties Roskilde had got. So tell us how you think your race went in general, and how you think you performed.
I think that I just performed like really good. Not to be big-headed, but I just think I did at the start. I had connection issues, and when I reconnected, I was sitting last with wing damage and up in there, but we managed to get to the pits. I made a joke in the chat that time to go last to first, and I just pitted and was fortunate with the safety cars. Made some good, just patient overtakes. Was just patient with the track, because I knew with the track limits and the penalties, many people would suffer with that, and I thought I'd done alright. I ended up with 8 seconds. I think one of them was something under the safety car, because at the end, at the restarts, people were going very slowly, which was quite annoying, quite dangerous, but it was fine for me, and I just kept going. I think T-Rock and the McLaren, who finished third, I think, was putting in great defensive work, but I managed to finally, I think, get past him on just the main straight. It was quite frustrating for me, because I knew I was faster at that point at the end of the race, getting past him. He was just right place at the right time to stop me getting anywhere until the massive straight that you've got, which is just an easy place to overtake. And obviously he said winning on penalties, but I think everyone that finished done a good job to get to the line. It was a great race at the entire way through. I think the biggest attendance we've had this season, 42, and it was definitely a great race, and it deserved everything I had.
Also, we saw your teammate had quite of an unlucky race today. We saw more than half the grid DNF due to crashes and penalties, got disqualified. Some drivers got disqualified. But yeah, so what are your thoughts on how your teammate performed for the laps he drove?
If I'm being honest, I can't exactly remember what happened to him. The first part of the race, the first you say the first 10 laps was just chaos. There was just everything was changing, and I didn't think I really had time to check and see what he was doing. But it's unlucky that he's not managed to finish or do that. But I thought he was just putting in a solid drive the way he was doing in qualifying. I'm sure it was about midway, and I thought it was good for a reserve.
And regarding penalties, we saw you got the first place in the end due to time penalties, but you were really close to Roskilde as well. So, do you think the penalties have affected the final results today?
I think when we came to Mexico, I saw Mexico on the calendar. I thought this is going to be something that is going to be quite decided by penalties because the S is that's in the part of the track and the first kind of chicane and just pretty much a lot of the track. There's tricky track limits which is difficult to get right sometimes, and I thought I was careful, and I think I got the first penalty. The 3 second was I dived in at the pits late because one of the safety cars, it was me, T-Rock and Meme were all maybe in a second between each other, and we just all went into the pit at the very last moment, which meant I got that penalty, and then the 5 second, it didn't really matter at that point because everyone had so many. But I think it shows that sometimes it's difficult for some people to keep it in the limits, which benefited me because I think I'm quite good at keeping it in the track and not getting too many penalties, which is useful when it comes to races like this when there's so many people getting so many penalties.
Yeah, and finally, who do you think is the driver of the day for today's Grand Prix?
I think me, not to be big-headed, but I think what I've done, I'm very proud of myself with. I think after the first lap I was 17th, and I just kept pushing the entire way, being careful, being patient, getting through, and managing to get a win, which is an amazing thing to do. But I think a lot of other drivers did very good. They managed to make up good places and get good results. I've not yet looked at the grids and what everyone's done. I was more just the entire time focused on my own race and seeing how far I could get. But I thought, yeah, me, not, yeah.
Alright, thank you everyone for taking part at today's post-race interviews, and see you all next week. Let me see what track we are, because I always forget what the calendar looks like for some weird reason. So, should be at China. 12th round of the season at China, at Shanghai, the Shanghai International Circuit. So yeah, that should be the 12th round of the season. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for taking part of those interviews, and have a nice rest of your weekend. And yeah, see you all next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. So, this race was I'm saying this was one of the best races I've ever commentated, because I commentated quite a few, but no one was like this. In spite of the crashes which happened, I always think if no one will be enough in a race will be like this, it will be really, really exciting. I think, literally, this was one of the best races I've ever commentated. So, congrats to the drivers who made it to survive into this race, which was really, really hard from what I could tell. But yeah, see you all then. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you to the drivers for taking part of this Grand Prix full grid. But yeah, see you all next week for the Chinese Grand Prix. Also, just noticed in the season pass I'm T2. I don't think that's a coincidence. But yeah, see you all then for the Chinese Grand Prix next week, same time. I don't know if there will be the same drivers, but yeah, same time, different track. See you all there. Bye.